An American Tale, directed by Don Bluth. So the movie starts out in 1885 in Shoshka, Russia, where the Moskowitz family are turning up in their home. A little mouse named Feifel asks, "Hey Dad, what about them presents?" And the father's like, Aye, you got me. Here's a tablecloth with some holes in them. And here's a hat that I've been wearing all this time. It got lice in it, but you young, so you'll be alright." Just then, an army of Cossack who are anti-Jewish Ukrainians ransack their homes with their cats. So they are forced to seek freedom from the cats, with their father's quote, "There are no cats in America." So they make the decision to go there. They get on that boat from Germany, then they all start spitting lyrics like they've been acting in Broadway for 5 years. After the dance number, Feifel gets curious about the outside world and gets separated from his family. So in New York, Feifel's devastated family goes into customs, and the custom guy is like, "How y'all flippin' folks doing? What your name is? Moskowitz? How many y'all got? 4? Alright." And meanwhile, a friendly pigeon takes care of Feifel, who's like, "You ain't gotta worry, little fella. I'll sing a song for you to get your spirits up." And when the song's done, he takes Feifel to customs to find his family, but he falls into the hands of a human trafficker named Mo. That night, he meets an Italian mouse named Tony Topoli and escapes that place without even saying bye. The next day, Feifel gets reunited with Tony, and Tony tells him to stick with him. They walk into the alleyway, and hey, look man, turn around, they are right there. You ain't looking? Why you ain't looking? Anyway, they go into an alleyway and meet Bridget, an anti-cat activist. And after an ironic cat attack, she tells them they should go to Honest John, who knows every mouse in the city. They go to Honest John, but he turns out to be a corrupt mayor who only cares about his votes, like politicians nowadays. And Gussie Mouseheimer, the richest mouse in town, also shows up to where they are and plans a rally to get rid of them dang-dong cats. Then that night, Feifel has to do it with his sister Tanya in one of the most famous songs in an animation ever. But that's not important because we ain't gonna pay attention to that mushy stuff right here. The next day at the rally, Feifel suggests a plan to Gussie, and she accepts the plan, whatever it may be. I am telling you guys, he is right there. If you can lift her up just a little bit more, you can see him with your eyeballs. Well, they're just not listening. That's the case. I mean, what can you do? So that night, they carry out the start of their plan, and they go to the Digitalis Museum of the Weird and Bizarre to make their crazy creation, which is technically vandalism, but they mice, so I don't know the rules on that. Tony and Feifel end up being late and rush out of where they're staying, and Feifel falls behind. He ends up seeing the rat Mo questionably chilling with some cats, but it turns out he's a cat himself. Man, the little kid in me just had his mind blown. Feifel is then captured by them, only to be set free by a friendly cat named Tiger. And they dance and sing together, and become good friends like people who like your post on Facebook. They both get found out, and Feifel gets chased all the way to the museum, where the mice bring their plan in action to get the cats on a ship to Hong Kong by forcing them into the water. After the plan was successful, Tony and Bridget look for Feifel and meet his family instead, who have just realized that the person they decided to forget about because of their grief might actually be gone for good now. Just then the museum gets lit on fire with Feifel inside, but he luckily gets washed away from the danger by some firemen, and he ends up at a mouse orphanage where he spends the night. And the next morning, guess what? Yeah, that's right, he gets reunited with his family, and I cry for the 5th time after watching this scene. And the pigeon who took care of Feifel shows him and his family the now finished Statue of Liberty, and they look in awe of the spectacle, hoping to never be separated again. The end. Don't tell me that thing's gonna wink. Oh my god, I knew it. Oh man.